Hello and welcome everybody to round 9 of the Phoenix Tatuus Challenge. Today we will be racing around Road America. Can you guess where this track's located? Well, I mean, that was a stupid pun. Either way, we're in the penultimate race of the season, penultimate round really, because today, of course, we will have 2 races. We have quite a stacked grid today. For example, we have, if I can see him here, I don't see him on the timing tower yet, or I might be blind. We have Narasto HC, the usual co-commentator racing today. So yeah, I personally really love this track, despite myself being horrible around here. Last time I raced here was in an IndyCar, and there's a section in this mod where you can kind of clip through the map, and that I did, and it cost me 2 positions that race, so did not make me happy, but pace wasn't there either way. But pace looks to be here for Marcel Miku possibly. He's number 1 on the timing tower, but I'll quickly go back to the pits. Well, yeah, he is the fastest. Also crazy ping from Aaron Harris. We have a 20.6 at what am I saying? 20.6 at 2 minutes 6 at 2 minutes 7.1. I mean, it's gonna be very close here today, I think. As we're waiting for qualifying to commence. I mean, how many cars do we have here today? 4. I don't count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Never mind. Commentator is HC, so that one counts. If I discount myself, we'll have 17 people driving. So I think race 2 here today will be very fun in that case, because we always know here in Phoenix the reverse grid, the reverse top 10 in race 2, it can cause for some very special moments. As I quickly am going to look up the track map, because my PC was bugging right before I started stream, so I had to restart. So I'm quickly opening everything up again. Alright, that's 5 more seconds for qualifying to begin. And during qualifying, I'll of course talk you guys over the track, if it wants to open, because by God, my PC is slow. Thank you, finally, Google. Also gives me time to talk about the standings. As you see, quite a lot of cars exit turn 1 there. It's not looking good for Marcel Miku right now. He's 122 points behind even Melendez. Something you of course do not want to see once you're P2 in the championship. But that just means Melendez today has to extend his points even more, and I think he then might be able to clinch the title. Of course, I am the worst guy at maths here. Jack Smith is in P3 in the standings though, with 394 points, followed by Karma and Giametta, who I haven't seen in the server, so it's unfortunate for him, because he will probably lose his P4 position to Eric Johansson, who's 10 points ahead of Matt Pryor. Daniel Airy follows behind with 224 points in P7, with Anthony Perkin 208 points in P8, Lachlan PP in P9, and Aaron Harris in P10. That's championship standings. Okay, my CPU's very happy right now. Either way, Melendez still in the pits. That's our championship leader right now. What is he cooking? 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 Either way, Jack Smith is setting himself up through the final corner. He goes right now to start his first flying lap. On the left there is where he can fall through the map. I hope we don't see that happen today. But we'll see. Here we go though. Right now, heading to turn 1. There aren't really that many corner names around this track, so that spares me a bit of effort. Through turn 1 we go right now. He can extend very wide there as we see him do that. This even counts as turn PC. As turn 2, that little bend there, into turn 3, which heads us onto the long second straight of the lap. Through the moraine sweep he goes right now. It's right there at the Sargento sign. Barreling into turn 5 right now. Heavy braking zone. You can also go kind of wide there, but the curb's very, very shaky, so you do have to be careful for that. That corner, which is kind of tricky, uphill braking zone there, into a flat out corner. Again, heavy braking for turn 8 right now. As we head into a corner which we know from other tracks, the carousel. This time in Road America it's a right-hander zone. There's not really any banking to bail you out like the Nordschleife. It's really... Jesus Christ, PC. I apologize for those watching the stream right now. My god. This is not good. Might have to restart my AC later. Either way, here goes Jack Smith right now, heading through the final corner. He has one green sector, one purple sector too, but what time will he set on the board right now? It's a 2 minutes 7 seconds. I'm gonna close a few things right now as to save a bit of my CPU. I really hope I am able to do some interviews after this race, but cannot promise anything right now. Well, yeah, there goes my AC. I'll be back shortly. So my game is trying to start up again. Already apologies for the stream so far. My PC genuinely wants no part, but here we are. Let's hope my PC stays awake as we are right back at the end of qualifying. If Marcel Miku will start on pole, even Melendez, his championship rival in P2, Jack Smith in P3, Johansson P4, and they're all within the 2 minutes 6 seconds. Narashto, the only one in the 7s, Matt Pryor in the 2:08s as he's heading to Canada corner right now. As he's slowing down, as we can hear by his engine inputs, he's putting a bit of heat into his tires. I do not know. Okay, so we're clearly in overtime because my counter is going up right there. He's off right now. Narashto, however, still pushing on to his best extent, getting kind of shaky there. He still continues on flat out through there. I think through the final corner he goes right now, using a lot of exit right there. Very beautiful to see. He will cross the finish line. He improves to a P4. That's faster than Eric Johansson. Not by much, but can Johansson improve on the rash though? He cannot. He only improves marginally, very marginally, which puts him still in P5. So I mean, what a result we have right there in qualifying. Marcel Miku will start on pole with Jack Smith behind. Even Melendez follows in P4 and Narashto even Melendez in P3, my apologies. Narashto in P4, Johansson P5, Matt Pryor in P6, Aaron Harris P7, Findlay Secker P8, and then Foina with a 2 minutes 9 seconds in P9, and Daniel Harry will start P10. Then we got Daniel Bermudez from Spain with a 2 minutes 10 seconds 2 tenths in P11, followed by Foxhound, Retrospect, Jellemelle, Max Verstappen, Sarah Klein, and Lachlan B. I still would like to apologize for missing qualifying. I really hope my PC doesn't act up like that tomorrow, or when I'm doing a race on Sunday myself. So yeah. Everything looks to be fine for now. 10 seconds until the cars line up on the grid, and I hope that there's a good camera angle for the start for this race, because you can extend very wide at turn 1, as I showed before, having these issues. Got to teleport myself back there. 2 options right now. I think I'm gonna stick with this one. I can see this camera move around a little bit, so it will probably track all the drivers. Here we are. Road America. One of the great American tracks. I really love it here. And I promise you we're gonna see some great racing as well. It's located in Elkhart Lake in the USA, of course. The track's around 6 kilometers and 400 meters long, with 78 meters of elevation change, which is quite a bit. But here we are now. The lights, massive voice right there. The lights have appeared on our screens. Here we go. 6 red lights, and we're off. Marcel Miku with a great start there, as I think we see Alain Foinat move out the way there in the back with another blinding start. Miku commanding the pack, it looks like. Jack Smith following closely behind. Into turn 1 they go right now. As we see some cars go very wide there in the background. Marcel Miku still leads from Jack Smith. Even Melendez in P3, so he's not having the greatest time right now, as I see. Is that, yeah, that's Fanon just completely off right there into turn 3. He is down all the way to P17 right now. See Daniel Airy go too wide right now into turn 5. Which goes great. I mean, behind him as well, Foxhound went side by side with Aaron Harris there. I mean, such a stacked grid, such a great track. I don't know where I should follow. Because here at the front I see Eric Johansson fight with Even Melendez, and Matt Pryor is also trying to join as they head into the carousel right now. And Pryor has the inside line there compared to Eric Johansson, but he's carrying the overspeed. He's going to try to slipstream right now from Even Melendez, but Matt Pryor is just that much closer. Matt Pryor, he will have more time to make the move on Johansson than Johansson has on Melendez, as we can see that right now. They're going side by side into Canada corner. Not 3 wide as of yet. Near miss there, as you can see on your screen. So wow, that was impressive. So side by side, it looked like they were banging wheels there. As Johansson all the way up to the grass, he still maintains his car safely, as Nareshta was able to make an easy move there. As talking about an easy move, Jack Smith goes into the lead. Marcel Miku will have to take the slipstream right now on the main straight as they're heading back down into turn 1. I mean, Miku must have had a bad exit there, otherwise that wouldn't have happened, but he's all the way back into turn 1 right now, and Jack Smith, he's a bit more conservative on the track limits there, and I think that will benefit him for the rest of the race, really, if he can hold on to that. It's clear there's a bit more grip there, as Miku again wide. He clips the grass, and it's costing him quite a bit of straight line speed. Clearly not enough though, I spoke a bit too soon. Jack Smith still a bit pace behind as Johansson. What's happened to it? Suspension damage? Or not? I mean, clearly something is wrong by looking at his inputs. That's very strange. As Max Verstappen makes a move for P8 right now, they're very close and they make contact. I mean, it's not really an overtaking corner, so very difficult to judge who's at fault there, but it's a bit overly ambitious. It's easy to go wide there, but sending a move down the inside also isn't the best. Then let's look for some more battles down the grid. We see quite a few cars on hard tires, which surprises me. It's a 20-minute race and you can manage your tires fairly decently around here. As I wanted to click on a battle, but it just disappeared right there from my timing tower. Let's take a look at Daniel Airy right now, who is in P14 chasing Foxhound. I mean, he's not quite there yet, but a few late braking opportunities, and he has it as Jack Smith and Marcel Miku side by side again on the main straight. I think the final corner might be the Achilles heel in Marcel Miku's race today, because each and every time it's Jack Smith just capitalizing on the main straight. We might have a photo finish here at this point, just because of what we're constantly seeing as Alain Foinon overtakes Sarah Klein for P11. Also looks like there was a mistake made there, because we saw him just zoom on past. I mean, from what I've gathered so far is that Miku kind of struggles on the exits here today, and that's mainly costing him the time it is. I really do wonder what happened to Eric Johansson though, because look at that separation from the top few in this race right now. He was there. He was trying to get that P3, but he's all the way at the other side of the track pretty much right now. Either way, Jack Smith still on the chase. He'll have to be careful for even Melendez, who's not far behind. I mean, it's gonna be a difficult race here today, because it's clear Melendez just didn't have the qualifying pace, but he has mustered up his race pace right now, which, you know, will be scary for Marcel Miku. Through the final corner, it looked like Miku kind of missed the apex there, but this time his exit wasn't that bad. So that's some positive news for him. Still in the chase, even Melendez right now, fastest lap. So for him it's also still game on. Johansson making up pace, Sarah Klein still behind Fanon right now. Oh, as Melendez kind of went into the grass there and then went a bit deep. I mean, top 5 relatively close right now, but not close enough for a 5-way battle. But one mistake and everybody can capitalize off of it. And that's going to be very important for Miku mainly. If anybody else, especially if Melendez makes a mistake, so that he can maybe recuperate some points. But I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think Melendez pretty much has this wrapped up already. It's a 122 point lead coming into this round. Miku would have to make up 22 points good, and then he'd have to win next race with Melendez scoring 0 points, which I don't really see happening. I mean, mathematically it can always be possible, but sometimes the gap's a bit too big to win. Either way, that was quite a bit of yap, as Daniel Airy is in P17 right now. It kind of looked like he was coming out of the pits, even though he hasn't pit yet, according to SimRT. Doesn't really matter right now. I mean, stuff happens in your race, as I think I saw a battle maybe form up somewhere else down the grid. And that might be retrospect in LML. Not sure yet, as we'll also keep an eye on even Melendez still chasing Jack Smith. I mean, gap's still relatively big there for P14, but does that matter? One mistake and it's game on. Let's take a look. So, yeah. In the current state, I'm going to have a look at scoring very soon to see how Melendez could hypothetically wrap up the championship today. So bear with me. That's 20 points. I'm having to do this on my phone because I think if I open it right now on my PC, it might as well just explode. And I don't want the stream to be offline soon, so. Rashto, he is getting close right now, though, as Sarah Klein is in the pits. For some reason, that also means there will be sort of lapping going on. But doesn't really matter, car's still in the pits. Might be a DNF, I'm not sure. So Marcel Miku sets the fastest lap of the race right now, so he's really starting to extend his lead, and now Matt Pryor is closer. Yep, Sarah Klein out of the pits right now. There will need to be room left for some cars to lap right there. Of course, you don't want to slow down too much, but you also don't want to impede anyone. As Matt Pryor right now on the chase. Not the best exit there from HCE, who had to avoid Sarah Klein there. He will have to defend into turn 5. Slipstream, he pulls out and he makes the move. But will we see switchback? Yes, we will. Yeah, oh my god, what a voice crack. What a voice crack. But I mean, Nirashto with the perfect switchback. And he takes the position back. He's back up into P4, but they are still very close to each other. I'm gonna have a sip of water. Wow. That was embarrassing for myself there, but that was great from Nirashto. I mean, he's still having to defend. There might be a bit of dirty air right now, but not a lot in these cars. Oh, there's some slipstream right now. Bit of bump drafting even, or are we NASCAR? As, again, Matt Pryor pulls towards the inside. Nirashto will try to squeeze a bit, but he doesn't really into Canada corner. He cedes the position, but will he try and make a move into the final corner or into turn 1 after a bit of slipstream? For now, he yields. And, yeah, he's staying behind. I mean, right now it's make or break for HCE as Sarah Klein went off there. He will have to take the slipstream and, you know, push on through. Push on through, he will around the outside into turn 1. He goes, and he maintains lead, he goes very wide there, which almost allowed Matt Pryor to, you know, get that place back, but he hasn't gotten it. HCE stays in the fight. I mean, just brilliant. It's a brilliant fight, and I want to tell you how brilliant this track is for racing, but gaps are very spread out right now. If we look at the track map right here, but I mean, he's lost the position right now, but he is not giving up yet. Alright, so by looking at the point scoring, Miku currently is set to have a 20 points advantage over Melendez, which would make the gap into race 2 here today 102 points. So if Marcel Miku then gets 2 more points, or outscores Melendez in race 2 by more than 2 points, he is still in the fight. So you cannot forget that the race might still go to Barcelona next week, as Nirashto right now, he's looking to send it down the inside, but he doesn't. He still yields. He made a dummy move right there, but might I say, he's applying the pressure brilliantly, constantly moving around, dancing the car and saying like, hey, here I am, be careful, I can strike at any moment. And it clearly worked there, because he is having a blinding exit. I forgot to do this camera angle, and I haven't really put it down yet, but as you can see, he's got the position right now. Matt Pryor into the slipstream. Heavy braking into turn 1, and Matt Pryor just manages to still hold on to it. As a Yellow Mellow goes off there. Again, gaps pretty spread out, and HC back into P1. What am I saying? P1 back into P4, as Aaron Harris seems to have lost a position, or I might have had a bug there. Either way, Matt Pryor HC, race 1. I mean, definitely the award of most screen time and best battle thus far. Still going at it. Matt Pryor down the inside right now. Doesn't make it stick. Narashto just manages to find better traction and grip there. So, they're clearly on each other's pace. They clearly have parts of the track where one of them is faster, but it's constantly only one being able to extract everything and capitalize off of the mistake. As we might have a battle start for P8 soon with Daniel Bermudez trying to attack Foinon. So we'll definitely have that open in the mini player as that gets closer. As yeah, Matt Pryor. Bit of a bigger gap right there compared to the last few laps, but the last few laps it was usually Narashto behind there and then making some dummy moves, but he is getting closer. He might strike into the final corner, and I think he must. He is sent around the outside, doesn't make the move yet onto the main straight. He goes right now, he's in the slipstream. Narashto weaving. He's trying to not allow any slipstreaming to happen. As Matt Pryor pulls towards the outside. Right now he's ahead of HCE as HCE breaks very early. And Pryor very late, but it did allow HCE to have a better exit. Into turn 3 they go right now. HCE down the inside. Wow. This battle has been going on for such a while, I don't even know what to say anymore. I've said every move they could possibly make thus far. We've seen switchbacks. Not really any dive bombs yet, but that could come right now. Down the inside. And then side by side. I'm adding pauses into here so you guys can truly appreciate the moves made here. That it can sink into your soul that these drivers have been going at it for so many laps thus far. It is a penultimate lap right now though, so that is something as Daniel Bermudez is catching up to what am I saying, not Foinon, Eric Johansson. I'm sorry for missing that battle right there. Could have been a mistake somewhere, I think so, and then Johansson was able to make the move stick, but that might be a three-way battle as down the inside goes HC onto the very fun straight there. I mean, kind of a swervy straight. Matt Pryor, one more lap after this to make it count. What do you have in store for us? As Bermudez is losing a bit of ground, so let's take a look at Eric Johansson's onboard after his disastrous start. Here we go, final lap. Final lap. We're heading onto the main straight right now. Matt Pryor, P5. He wants to get that P4. He wants those points. And here we go. HC still a bit far ahead. We won't see a dive bomb yet. He's a bit too far away from that. Into turn 1. As Eric Johansson makes a move for P8 almost in the mini player. He's going to send probably into the final corner right there as Matt Pryor trails behind. There goes Johansson. He takes P8, but Foinon will definitely be trying to retake that position as he's in the slipstream right now. Johansson trying to break the toe. As Matt Pryor, I mean, he's not really pushing as HC kind of had a twitch there. Foinon also nearly making the move on Johansson. That got really close there. I mean, I'm trying to keep my eye on both of them, but right now, HC heavy braking. Matt Pryor goes wide there. He's using all of the track he can into the carousel. HCE is a bit too far ahead. All it takes is one mistake though, which I don't think he will make. He is really focused right now. Trying to break the toe again. I mean, props to you, HC, but I don't think that you have to do that anymore. I think you're far enough ahead to just put your head down and keep going, as Johansson also just decimated that gap. And Marcel Miku runs up the final corner right now. He will have a 30-point lead over even Melendez, who crosses the finish line after Jack Smith in P2, who was side by side with Lachlan PP there, lapped car. So Miku P1, Jack Smith P2, Melendez P3, Matt Pryor will finish P6 after Naresto finishes P5, of course. Great battle they had. Finley Sacker comes home in P6. Aaron Harris will finish P7. As might I say, what a great race we've had so far. But this means right now that if Miku outscores, I mean, I'm probably not even doing the math correctly. Where are my... do I have somewhere to note this stuff? Because it's not a good look for myself right now. Jesus Christ, I cannot even find a piece of paper on my own desk. I mean, must I say, what a good race, as a HC rightfully was doing some donuts right there in celebration. And Pryor is still parked. Some cars already into the pits. Max Verstappen right now spins out in the final corner. All of that after a P2 in the World Drivers' Championship in FL1. That's a joke, by the way. As Fana rejoins the server. So, if we had a gap of 122 points. Right now, Miku... Jesus Christ, I am bad at maths. I cannot wrap my brain around anything right now. So, bear with me here. Right now, Miku scored 50 points with a sprint win. Melendez only scored 30 points. Get me to the standings. Humble phone. I said standings. Okay. So that means Melendez now has 674 points and Miku has 572. Yes. Wow, mathematics. The things you guys are experiencing with me right now, it's clear why I studied languages. So Miku went from 522 to that. Yeah, Miku just has to outscore Melendez by 2 points right now to still mathematically be in the title fight. So pressure is on Melendez to wrap it up here today. So that will be something really to look at. That's I'm sorry you guys had to follow the struggle of my mathematics here right now. I hope you guys really enjoyed that and it didn't bore you or confuse anyone. Like, how can maths be that difficult? It's the numbers, Mason. Oh Oh yeah, I also think, I'm sorry for only reading the chat right now, I also think Melendez will take it next week at least. To get it today, he will have to finish ahead of Marcel Miku. If he finishes ahead right now, he takes it. Which, you know, he will definitely try to do. Because it's 50 points for the win, 36 for P2, 30 for P3, 24 for P4, and P20. Only 2 points difference I can immediately see right now for the standings is starting from P5 to P6. That's 20 and 18. So, hypothetically, as I teleport my car back to the pits, have I done that? Yes, I have. Eyes will be on Marcel Miku for the start, because he has everything to win or lose right now. If Miku finishes P5 and Melendez P6, we will fight for next round. But here we go right now. 6 red lights are on, and it's lights out, and away we go. You see quite a lot of cars washing out already. Here goes Marcel Miku, already on the rear of his championship rival. He will have to finish ahead of him in race 2 here today. Into turn 1 we go. It's looking all a bit chaotic, as we see lots of cars go very wide right there. Eric Johansson barging his way up for P1. Does he take it? Yes, he does. Great start from him, as all the cars are very much bunched up there. Did I see a 4 wide, or are my eyes deceiving me? That looked like a 5 wide back there. Wow. Here we go. Oh, there is a bit of contact there. I mean, Marcel Miku up in P9 only, and we have Melendez already up into P3, which is just crazy to see. This could be the championship decider, as Marcel Miku is off. The man fighting for everything right now, up into P13 after contact. He's going to have to push. He's going to have to give it everything he has right now. As that's Daniel Bermudez and Matt Pryor crashed before the carousel. That's an awful tank slapper. Same for Foinan, I think that is. What happened there as Johansson's off? Melendez up into P2. HCE will have to defend like he did last race. Otherwise, we sure as hell will have a championship winner. Marcel Miku, I feel sorry for you right now. When the lights shine the brightest, I mean, the pressure clearly mounted up, and the contact didn't help it. He still has MX5 and TCR to look forward to. But yeah, has the Tatuus dream slipped away from him right now as he overtakes Finley Secker? I mean, he's not super far away, but it's still quite a sizable gap he'll have to make up just to outscore Melendez. As we see Daniel Airy go wide there, that gives Miku the chance to get the slipstream, as he'll surely will try to make the move into turn 5. He's already moving down the inside. Heavy braking, there he goes. That's P7 for him, 5 more positions to claim. I mean, it's gonna be an awfully stinging race, as Foinan is in P6 right now, but he's also getting the pressure from Marcel Miku. Down the inside, what a move! the Marcel Miku revenge tour is on right now. If HCE can defend enough from Melendez for Marcel Miku to catch up and make the move, absolute cinema. Call me Martin Scorsese. The amount of cinema we will be able to witness then. But here they go into Canada corner right now. HCE tries to hold on to position. Kind of forces him wide right there, but he doesn't give up. He's trying to defend with all of his might. But Melendez will try to do everything and anything he can to get that P1 as he sends it down the inside in the final corner right now. Miku hits him. That was a rather strange move, but as it stands right now, Melendez will be world champion. Who spun? Jack Smith, I think. Yes, Jack Smith. He spun around and hit Marcel Miku. Seven seconds to Melendez. He has to catch up, and he'll probably have damage right now, which will also impact his times. Yeah. I want to say I'm so sorry, but what can you do? Unfortunately, that's racing. As Melendez loses position to HCE, who is there all of a sudden. I must imagine Melendez had a bad exit, but HCE around the outside right now as they're heading into one of the more difficult corners to overtake. What will happen here? HCE bit on the back leg, but he's trying to carry overspeed. He's trying to send a few dummies there. I mean, I know HCE and Miku aren't teammates, but it sure as hell is Sergio Perez Abu Dhabi 21 type performance here from HCE to possibly help Miku, or just to, you know, most likely get that win for himself. I mean, usually he's here with me in the comms box, but it's clear he's showing what he's capable of behind the wheel. Heading to Canada corner, they go right now. HCE, are you going to send it around the outside? It looks like he will. And no, he stays behind, but what a beautiful switchback. He makes a move stick. He gets squeezed out a bit, but he's back into the lead. Not yet though, I spoke too soon. HCE, you are the man of the race. I don't care what happens. You are the man of the race right now. I'll put a mini player up for Sarah Klein. I'm sorry, Jack Smith disconnected from the server. I am sorry for everybody battling right now, but HCE today has displayed such brilliance as that's Melendez just completely off into the gravel. And there goes Marcel Miku. Marcel Miku passes him. Marcel Miku catapults himself back into the championship. Melendez, what is happening? What is happening? My god. This is like the photo finish at Tatuus. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. If I press the clip function, please tell me I am able to look back at what happened earlier there, because that was strange. So looking back, we see Melendez, I mean, the camera stayed on them. Might have been a bit of a net code, but he's still trying to push on to get Marcel Miku. The fight is still on. I mean, Miku is probably very happy right now to be in P4, because that makes his bid for the title thus the more easy. That means he will outscore by 4 points. So that means he, yeah, I mean, it will be very difficult, of course, in the last round for Melendez to not score any points. But for it to still be mathematically possible is just brilliant. So we only have 14 drivers left right now. Fanon in P13, he's trying to catch up there. As HCE takes a fastest lap, which then gets taken by Johansson and then by Miku. What a race. I mean, we're not even halfway through race 2 right now, but what a race. It's just, yeah, nothing against Miku. I mean, this might come off as biased, but from when I started commentating here last season in Barcelona, I saw Miku make up such a points deficit and get that championship that I must say yeah, it's kind of strange to say, but I'm kind of a fan, you know? So to see him right now still in the fight, it's brilliant. Something is really wrong with this track. The grass feels incredibly weird, almost like it's pure glass. Typically helps if you don't go onto the grass, to be fair. Don't touch the grass, that's something you can say about sim racing. Don't touch the green stuff. I get that, but I just tried it. It feels even more slick than anywhere else. Absolutely zero grip, you basically can't steer. Yeah, Hellcat. I think sometimes in AC the grass is a bit too unrealistic. Sometimes it's a bit overly realistic. I don't know if you've tried the VRC Formula Alpha 2025, but if you try that with the right CSP settings, once you're on the grass you cannot go anywhere. So these cars are still pretty lenient, as we were able to see with Eric Johansson earlier, who was able to just still keep it on the grass. For P7 right now, we might get a fight soon. Still a few gaps spread out. Melendez quite a big gap to Miku. Something's bugged. I think Findlay Sacker might. I mean, he just jumped up and down there in the positions. That's a bit strange. Marcel Miku looks to be in the chase right now, and who else is in the chase is Eric Johansson for P2. So it looks like we will get a multi-car fight here soon. Three-way to be exact. So Aaron Harris keeps it in P2 for now. Johansson, he's closing up Marcel Miku as well, as Melendez's gap just keeps getting bigger. Matt Pryor right now making the move on Daniel Airy. So keep our camera on Daniel to see if any mistake happens there. But into the carousel right now, I mean, Aaron Harris is having a bit of connection issues there. And he's drifting all the way through. I don't know if that's a visual bug, but these drivers will have to be careful. You don't want to make any contact right now, because that could be race over. Especially for Miku, since Melendez is still there behind him. As it nearly was race over there. We saw that car go a bit shaky. But Eric Johansson into P2 with Marcel Miku up into P3 right now. I mean, that's right now 30 points for Marcel Miku and only 20 for Melendez. So, yeah, championship fight keeps getting closer and closer and closer, really. As Miku wants to take even more points right now, he's trying to get to 36 as he overtakes Eric Johansson for P2. Johansson trying to send it back there, but it doesn't stick. There goes Marcel Miku. He holds P2 right now. He's going to try to defend his best to keep that position, but he doesn't want to defend all that much, because that means Melendez might be able to catch up to the cars ahead, which he does not want to see at all. If we quickly take a look at point scoring, we might... Yeah, no, never mind. Calculating the points for the final race will be a bit more difficult for my also massive math brain. As Johansson back into P2, Miku still trying to chase him. He's in the slipstream, he moves out. Not yet, but there goes Johansson, he's pretty wide. Curb definitely didn't help his traction, so Miku retakes his position in the carousel. I mean, HC right now will probably win this race, and full power to him. 5 seconds, Miku won't be able to catch up in 5 minutes. That's just the cold truth. Because, I mean, he's still in the battle, he still has to defend from Johansson, who tried to make a move down the inside there. Miku very wide, he kind of goes onto the grass. That kills a bit of momentum, but not enough for Johansson to just slide on by. Miku very defensive line, he forces Johansson around the outside. Johansson backs off. Smart move, so he can take the slipstream up the hill right now onto the main straight. Johansson doesn't even stay into the slipstream all that long. He just moves alongside Miku. If these two have a photo finish right now in the penultimate round with, for Miku, still a championship on the line, I will be surprised. But Miku still maintains his position. Goes a bit wide, of course. You can go wide there, but it's not the smartest move, as Johansson tries to send another one down the inside, this time losing a bit on the exit. Not optimal for him. Yeah, bit of slipstream. He's going to try and send it around the outside right now. I mean, he just outbreaks Miku perfectly there, but curb he went on usually bounces the car a bit, but suspension clearly helped him there. As what a beautiful moment. I mean, still side by side, constantly. If they go nearly a full lap side by side, yeah, never mind. There goes my jinx pretty much. Does that even matter, jinxing it? We still have a beautiful battle on our hands, and Melendez he's not catching up all that much. Sarah Klein also is catching up to the car ahead there. I'm going to drink some water because the next few laps will be very interesting. Come on guys, allow me a moment to drink instead of going side by side again. Eric, you're really pushing Miku to his extremes right here, and you're pushing my vocal cords as well. And I mean, can I really complain? I am able to see this footage right now live with my own eyes. I mean, it's the beauty of sim racing and racing, really. Just these little moments of skill. It's art. In my eyes, racing is a form of art. And right now, Miku and Johansson are displaying that perfectly, as Sarah Klein is in the wall on the mini player there. That's very unfortunate to see. Foana up into P11 right now. He's not far behind Jelle. As I was saying, racing some people see it as just a skill. I see it as an art form, because you need to place your car perfectly, constantly, and you have to be fully on focus. As Aaron Harris lost his position to even Melendez, but he's trying to regain it. He got very close there. As we see the American flag, they're not really waving in the wind because there really isn't any. Aaron Harris, he's getting close right now. That will be 24 points for Melendez and 36 for Miku if he still stays in P2. Aaron Harris seems to lose the pace a bit though. Same for Johansson. So it will still, as it stands, go to Barcelona. But yeah, Barcelona, something would have to go horribly wrong for Melendez. A meteor would have to strike him, hypothetically, for him to be out of this championship fight. But still, if it goes to the final race, I'll be happy. Because that just makes it all the more exciting. If anything goes wrong there, it will have such an impact mentally on the pressure on the drivers and just everything involved, really. So here we go right now. Final lap, Johansson. Quite the gap from Marcel Miku. Same for Aaron Harris on even Melendez. As I can see Lachlan PP chase Pryor right now. Slipstreaming down the main straight. Still a bit too far behind. That doesn't really matter. You can still make late moves in racing. Both taking the exact same wide line there over the curb. Final lap, it's confirmed right now. As we can see on the track map, that HC is even getting close to Foxhound, and that will be a lapping situation, but don't think the pace difference will be that high. As here we go right now, Lachlan PP trying to put the pressure. Matt Pryor tried to take a defensive line. Around the outside goes Lachlan PP, doesn't make it sick. Matt Pryor just places his car perfectly there and keeps P7. I mean, I just want to keep bumbling on about what a great race it's been, but that's all I've been seeing really the entire race. This Foxhound has spun, so the cars will all have to be very careful of that. Massive tank slapper there on the crash. As you can see, all the cars pass on by there. Matt Pryor still maintains his lead over Lachlan PP. Come on, Matt Pryor. Defense is all it takes. Right now around the outside. He's in the inside, Pryor. And he maintains it for now as HCE on his one-off appearance wins race 2, round 9 at Road America. Marcel Miku will be P2, which brings us to a final race showdown at Barcelona. Johansson P3, even Melendez P4. Aaron Harris crosses the line in P5. Findlay Secker ahead in P6. Matt Pryor, photo finish with Lachlan PP. Lachlan PP just barely takes it. Daniel Airy, P9. Yelamela will cross the finish line in P11 in front of Alan Foinan. Sarah Klein, P13, retrospect. Sarah Klein, P12, retrospect, P14, and Foxhound will finish the race in 14th position. Jesus Christ, I had to fumble and wrestle with my words there, but I'm sorry I didn't get this camera angle for the photo finish there. I should have reacted sooner to that, but still, that was very, very close. I mean, let's take a look. Not as close as TCR last week, but still relatively close. Again, mathematics very difficult for me. That's 60 thousandths of a second. So, wow. Yeah, HCE, a race win, as I am going to transport us to the interview room. I'll have to quickly open my Discord for that. I hope that doesn't take too long. So, bear with me. as I am finally back in Discord right now, in the interview room. I, as drivers are joining up right now. Yeah, no, not yet, because right now you guys are on the air. I had to quickly put the Discord audio on the correct thing. But yeah, what a brilliant round 9 here at Tatuus. I want to start with you, Marcel Miku. A brilliant race 1. Race 2 was a bit more turbulent for you. How did that go for you? What happened at the start, for example?
I honestly don't know what happened, but someone decided to give me a kiss going into turn 5, which meant I had to go wide. Then I think a lap or two later, I see someone sitting on the main straight, and I had no idea where to go, so I had to absolutely go off the track. I'm lucky I saved it. And although I couldn't quite keep it consistent across, it was still a relatively fun outcome. A bit turbulent, yes, especially when I was chasing Harris and Johansson. As we were going into the final sector, Harris ends up getting an absolutely massive lag spike, which does make me jump, but thankfully he lagged back enough that it basically cleared him out, so I didn't have to really worry about him anymore. And then in the end, I knew I wasn't going to get P1, so I thought I might as well just settle it with Johansson for second, and that's pretty much it.
Well, I mean, Miku, right now, 82 points behind Melendez for the championship finale. It's it's looking impossible, but do you think you might have some miracle luck in Barcelona next week to take the title, or have you settled for P2?
I think honestly, a miracle will be quite lucky, but if I know Melenas, I know he's going to stick it to the end, and I think second's probably going to be the best that I'll have to take. Unfortunately, it's really a shame because of how the lineup just didn't fit me that well. But second, I'm still happy with it. Could have been better, but yeah, I
All
don't
right.
think I really need to say much anymore,
Yep.
or I don't think there's nothing more that I need to say really.
Then Eric Johansson, uh, great racing you had today. Again, race 2, the start for you. I saw you on the grass at some point. It looked like you had a bit of damage. You were going very slowly. What happened there?
Yeah, I had a really bad setup, and I was, I had some PTSD from race 1, which I got stuck in the grass and I couldn't turn my car. I tried dumping the clutch at times, but I still just went straight, so I had to drive out on a weird way of the circuit and then drive back. But yeah, really difficult.
Well, I think after this race you will be P4 in the standings, but you are still in a fight with somebody else here. I think Matt Pryor. Do you think you'll keep P4 from him, or do you think the fight will have a great climax at Barcelona?
No, I think I'll take it. Don't need to say much else.
All right, Matt Pryor, what's your response to that?
Yeah. I wasn't quite ready. I wasn't quite, my brain, my neurodivergence hadn't quite locked on yet. So I was like, what? Hi.
But yeah, do you think you'll be able to take the P4 away from Johansson in the final round, or are you settling for P5?
I think I'll end up taking P4 away from myself, to be honest.
That's one way to look at it. Now, both races you had some brilliant battles with HCE and then with Lachlan PP, I think, in the final round. What was going through your mind, especially with the fight with HCE, because you guys were going at it almost every corner?
Oh, it was Abu Dhabi from like 2-3 seasons ago, all over again. That was my entire headspace. It was like, I have to beat this guy because he won't shut up about it. And because I didn't beat him, he won't shut up about it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was like, because like the beginning of the race, he was just like a little bit quicker than me, and then there was someone coming out the pits, and it just slowed them up. Then once on the slipstream, I was like, you are toast. But he toasted me in the end. But I guess we were both toast in a way.
And second race, I think you were barely toasted by 16 thousandths of a second. How was that battle?
That was like, honestly, like, I'm trying to phrase this in like in a positive light. Lachlan, obviously, like he doesn't quite have the raw pace to, he's not fighting for like those P5, P6. He tends to kind of be a little bit back, but he, with the whole slipstream and his lines, and he thought that move. I could just tell he thought of that like a lap before it happened, and he just planned that so well, and it like completely caught me off guard. Like when I was past him, I was like, "Oh, okay, I've got past him. That's it." And then I was like, "Oh, he's actually going to try it." And then I was like, "Oh my god, I've just been done."
Alright, and now to the man you battled with in race 1 and who won race 2. HCE, first of all, congratulations. You're still muted, by the way.
Thank you.
I'll save that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, now
Yeah.
you can be heard. For you as well, race 1, how was that battle with Matt Pryor from your eyes?
It was good. I mean, I was trying to keep up with the front three, but I can't. And I started making mistakes halfway through the race. And then I think there was a blue flag car that came out of the pits into turn 1, and Melendez had to slow down. I also had to slow down, so Matt gained like 6 tenths from that, and then we were side by side till the end of the race until he spun at one of the corners on the final lap.
And then, of course, to your beautiful race 2 where you won. You had quite the battle with Melendez for a while, even resulting in, I think it was a netcode sending Melendez off. Was that a netcode on your screen, or how did that incident occur for you?
I think because on his screen I was probably turning to him, so I don't think the wing will stand. I mean, well, if he reports, he's going to give Marcel Miku more points, so from a championship point of view, he shouldn't, but he should. Obviously, report all the incidents. I think because we were squeezing each other from basically halfway on the previous lap. We were basically going side by side, squeezing each other on the back straight, on the Paloma corner and final corner as well. And then I think on the straight, he got a better run, so he was edging ahead of me. I thought he was going to give me the squeeze again, so I turned right slightly, and then I turned left slightly to try to stay away, but not too far away. But then I think I just about clipped his right rear wheel, that would be? Yes, right rear wheel. And he then bounced off me and into the wall. But I think I was the car behind, and practically my left front wheel was only alongside his right rear wheel. It would be my fault. But we'll see, basically. I don't think that wing should stand, however.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you get reported and you get a penalty, Miku will, of course, win the race, which will make the 82-point gap into the final round to a 76-point gap. So it'll be exciting to see if he does anything. But now on to our final person in the comms box. Retrospect, how did your race go?
So straight off the bat, the first race was absolutely terrible because I don't know what really happened. I don't know if someone had like a streamy terrible like internet or like had like a streamy terrible VPN, but like they literally teleported on track, which caused like a massive pile up of cars and which caused like a massive crash, and this in fact caused me to collide with another car who was just zooming past. And then like with the second race, there was of course Max Verstappen, who's basically was just going out of his way to make sure right, that nobody would be able to simply overtake him in particular, because simply like before I overtook him, he basically was just shoving another person off track, and then like he did the same to me. And pretty much later he joined the VC and I talked to him about it, and he still managed to somehow be defending like his side about it, saying, well, that is my fault, even though it was clearly his fault of pretty much shoving people off track. So like I'm definitely gonna make a report about it, and hopefully to God he actually gets a penalty. But the overall, I feel as if like, I found this new tune which pretty much allowed me to get a lot more speed and a lot more pace. So hopefully by 2026 I could in fact like have like a good great start to 2026 season of like Tatuus.
Yeah, I think next season it will be F3 cars, so at least then there will
Yeah, I
be
Yeah,
hope
we're
so.
we're running the
DRS.
RSS. Yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting. We're
Yeah.
running the RSSs for the next series.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, decent cars, so then there will also
yeah,
be some DRS overtakes, which will be interesting
yeah.
to see.
Yeah, I heard there was extremely a lot of controversy about it because honestly, like some people don't want the car since if it was the F4 aspect, because Tactics is like an F4 tournament, and like bringing the
Oh,
RSS F3 is like trying to upgrade it from like F4 to F3. It's caused like a
Well,
huge
I
argument about it.
I personally think this part of the series is just mainly meant for open wheel racing in a spec
Yeah,
Yeah.
type variant, not too much downforce. So that's why F1 is separate, of course, because that's the pinnacle. I think this part of the series, I think it's actually pretty refreshing to see a switch up, because with DRS there also comes a different factor. Tires with RSS will be different. The cars will be a bit faster, with a bit more downforce. So I think it brings a few interesting aspects to it. But that's just my point of view.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that also. Since like it will hopefully bring like a lot more overtakes, a lot more fights on track, and hopefully make Phoenix Motorsports broadcasting a lot more exciting just to do yourself.
I mean, it's already exciting. So
Yeah, but like with DRS, it's gonna be potentially more exciting since like there's gonna be even more fights and hopefully like even more closer battles.
either way, Miku, you wanted to say something?
yeah. I was planning to say I agree with you, Arthur, on the RSS. I feel like, although I'm not exactly advocating for the change, like I said, that we should be directly switching, I do still think it probably would have happened at some point with the Switch. And at the same time, I'm also fine with it and completely because with the Tatuus, I feel like I've pretty much got it mastered down to a good level. But with the RSS, it will be a new car, new adaptation protocols.
Yeah,
It will be a bit more hectic, so I can say that, with how twitchy they can get. But if the standards are pretty high, then the racing quality will be pretty exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing if that will be the case.
That's
yeah,
very well said, because that's one thing I find about the RSS F3 car. You have to get it right. It has a very sensitive rear. If, for example, at Spa or Rouge, if you don't have the setup nailed and you take the curb at Radion a bit bad, the car spins out. So that will definitely be an interesting feature to look at for next season. But that wraps up today. The penultimate round showed us that the championship will go down to the final race. I hope everybody who was watching enjoyed that, and we'll see you for tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, especially back here around Road America for the MX5 series and the DCR races. And next week, again, same time, we will have the season finale at Barcelona. We would love to see you there.
yeah.
Goodbye.